If you read the title and you have a partner when you were young, don't worry. In this video we are going to be able to talk about the couples we have had or that you may have now. Welcome back, Iron Fitman. Today I am going to talk to you about something very important, so I want you to make yourself comfortable because in general there are a lot of things to talk about. First of all, why this video title? Probably I put something like, "This is why you shouldn't have a partner when you're young," or something like that. But I'm saying that because many people are not ready for a relationship, and especially teenagers, because they don't know what it takes to be ready for a relationship. And well, you may not be a teenager anymore, but still there are many people who are still young in life who don't know what it is to be ready for a relationship, and that not only entails, yes, I feel ready that I can be with another person. Because you can feel that you want to be with someone, but that feeling does not mean that you are ready. The example that I want to give you is that people don't know how to love themselves or do not have love for themselves, and they want to love another person. If you don't love yourself, no one else is going to be able to love you. The same thing happens with beliefs. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in yourself. And if you don't love yourself, no one else is going to love you. It's that simple. And we start with this because this is one of the parts that consists of being ready for a relationship. Now let's assume we have self-esteem still doesn't ensure that we are totally ready for a relationship, because us being young are full of so many bad decisions. I bet you have had one partner with who you have made bad decisions, or even being with that partner can be a bad decision because you may have known that it was something that did not suit you, but you still did it. We always think that the right person is going to arrive and everything is going to be perfect, and that's how movies are painted for us, but I don't think it's like that. Many things today are romanticized without really being love. An example of that could be activities you do with the other person that you do out of commitment more than out of love. I feel that the relationships that are shown off so much on social networks are the ones that work the least because they are based on superficial things. To really love, we have to see reality. We have to be very sincere with the opinion we have of the person we like. You may like a person and have many red flags. I know that this is the case of many people. Many people ignore the red flags, but I want to tell you something very, very important. Really, very important. Never ignore the red flags. Believe me, you will save a lot of time. You can save months of relationship or even years. As they say, the love is blind. Many times we cannot accept or see the defects that the other person has simply because we are very much in love. But clearly we are not going to be able to have a person with zero defects or zero red flags. There are many people who can adapt to you, and within these people you will see more qualities and more characteristics that adapt more to you. When you see that there is a person that you really think is worth it, first of all you should check your standards. And based on your standards and what you consider a red flag in a person, you can decide if you want to be with that person or not. So to close and summarize this point, do not ignore the red flags. If you feel it is necessary, write down a list of the things that you consider to be a red flag. Now, if you lower yourself to what the other person is, you will never be happy because that person is not what you want, and in general you have to know what you want. Many people don't know what they want. This is because they haven't spent enough time with themselves. So if you haven't spent enough time with yourself, you will never know what you want in a partner. Now, spending time alone on social networks is not a way to spend time. For example, TikTok for hours will never allow you to know what you want because your mind is not working to see what you need, and there are many ways to spend time alone. A very literal example, but it's too useful, and it's literally sitting down and looking at the wall is very powerful, because when we do this we are thinking, because since we don't have anything, we automatically start thinking. Another way could be to go for a walk or do journaling. If you want me to make a video explaining what journaling is and what it is for, write it in the comments. Well, in general, I feel that in many adolescent relationships a lot of time is wasted because by the fact of being very young, we are looking for a partner basically because of our hormones. It is very difficult to contain the impulse to be with someone else, especially when you know that you have the opportunity, and especially if the opportunity that you have is with a person who attracts your attention. It is almost impossible for you to resist. But before thinking about everything how beautiful it could come, think if this is really the person you want. You already know. You have your requirements. You have to feel safe. You have to know that you are ready for a relationship, and based on that you can decide. Honestly, you can live many beautiful things, but you can also experience many ugly things from which you can learn from relationships. And now, why do I say that in relationships between adolescents or young people a lot of time is wasted? That is because many times we cling to that person. Many people think that this person is the love of their life, and that is why they have to continue in that relationship. I know many friends who are desperately looking for a partner, who end a relationship and immediately look for another, or even had a relationship and returned to that relationship. To those people, I just want to say that if they ended was for some reason. If your case is that you are looking for a person after being with another, that means that you can't be alone, and this is also very normal in young people, as they don't know what they want. They haven't spent much time with themselves, and they seek to make up for all that by being with another person. As I already said, when the other person arrives, it doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfect, and that person is not going to fill those gaps. And it is something that many people don't see, and if they live in lies, they will never have a true love. You will never be able to love a person well, and that is something very important, because lying to yourself that something is right is a very bad idea, especially in relationships, because that is where you end up most damaged. There are many things that can be talked about this topic, but tell me what you think. Of course, I would like to know what you think about everything I said. You may not be the only person who has the same point of view, and you can put it in the comments. Of course, also more people who agree or disagree with all the things I said can write it down on the comments. That's all for the video. I hope to see you again soon on the channel, and I send you a big hug. Goodbye, Iron Fitment.